Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is a paid request for Ryan. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. I also do have a CashApp. People have asked about those. Links are down below in the info box. I'll get to them as soon as I can. And for those who sent them, thank you. I really appreciate it. Now to Ryan, I do apologize for the lateness of this video because I'll be honest, I could not find this film to watch. Because I guess this was only on VHS until I finally got a copy from, I think Tino Lorber released this on Blu-ray or something. And it was like nowhere to watch. I'm trying to find this. I finally did. Just took a bit longer. Plus, with the help of some folks, just to find a watch. The Sporting Club from 1971. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I guess it's based on a novel. It stars people named Robert Fields, Maddie Bly. The few people I recognize, Jack Warden. He was in Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald. He played Pop's problem child. He played, I think it was John Ritter's dad. Did he play John Ritter's dad in that? I haven't seen Problem Child 1 or any of them. Wasn't there like 4 of those? 3 or 4. I haven't seen them since back in the day. So. But yeah, Jack Warden. Richard Dysart, he's in the film. He played the doctor in John Carpenter's The Thing. He's a guy with the paddles who gets his arms eaten off by the Thing. If you blink and you miss it, you'll see Linda Blair as a little kid. Mainly like there's this big shindig party and there's like a little girl. And I'm like, oh, all right, because this is before The Exorcist. So, oh, who's that? Yep, that's Linda Blair. And I don't think she has any dialogue, but if you look closely in wide shots and party scenes, Anne Ramsey is in the film. Yes, the Mama Fratelli and the Goonies, as well as Throw Mama from the Train, the Mama in that. Because I guess her husband was an actor that did quite a few films, and then she would appear a couple of them like this. Which I find ironic because nowadays, I think people would not even know about her husband being an actor, but if you show people her face and her voice, oh yeah, Throw Mom from the Train, oh yeah, the Goonies, yeah. So, it's ironic how her husband was more of the actor, but I think she became the more famous one. Sadly, she passed away late 80s, I think. Throw Mama from the Train might have been her last film. But anyway, she has no dialogue in this. Like, you could kind of see her in trial scenes if you look closely. Like 37 minutes in, or 38 minutes in, I think she's like wearing red, and an hour and 35 minutes, her and her husband at the time, the other, they kiss. You wrote it down? Yeah, in case people watch it. And again, about 37 minutes in, there's a little tiny Linda Blair. About 38 minutes, 24 seconds in, there's Anne Ramsey, I think, in a red dress. And 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 24 seconds, there's Anne Ramsey kissing her husband. At least, I believe it's her. Why am I spending so much time on that? Because the story ain't much jack squat to talk about. I guess Ryan is a big fan of this movie. To each their own. I am not. I'm sorry. I can't lie. Well, I could, but I'm not going to. This movie, I thought, in my opinion, it sucked. I thought this was boring. I thought it meandered. I don't even know what the hell its point was. These two guys, Werner and James, they go to the sporting club cabin in the middle of the woods. I think it's near It's like a snob elite meeting at this cabin. I'm trying to remember where this was, city, state wise. But there's a lot of these other elite people who go there to, I guess, get away from their high profile jobs. Mostly older, much older folks. Like Werner and James seems to be two of the younger ones. They're kind of there because their dads and were a part of it. Werner is like the more headstrong, gun-ho anarchist. Wants anarchy even within this realm. Wants anarchy with these people, while James is the more easygoing guy. Werner, I would say, is more of a dick. He's got a girlfriend, while James is the more quiet guy. Like, Werner will show these pistols, will duel, shoots the guy. What the hell? It's wax bullets, dude. It's wax bullets. And, like, random stuff will happen, and maybe it's supposed to be some diatribe about rich people being asses, or what, I don't, like, it begins with, like, one of the guys, I think it's James, his secretary having sex, and that goes nowhere. It's like opening credits, you hear moaning, and someone's like, she's like doing this, and you realize she's riding the knob, so to speak. The boss comes in and sees her, and when she comes in, he doesn't say anything about her. Say, excuse me, just tell her I'm going to be on this vacation too. I'm going to the club at the cabin. Again, does that secretary anything come about of that? No. So then what the hell was the point? Oh, there's another bit where Werner, his girlfriend, and James find, I think it's the president going by. Just either, you know, big parade, limos. Just I'm thinking, okay, is it the governor? I think they did say it was the president. I didn't, even at this point I was losing it. I didn't care. So our three tiers, they sneak onto the bus and they party on the bus. They eat the food. They break forks. The camera's moving and Werner's doing this. And the camera literally moves till it's on Werner's butt. And the camera, like, imagine this is the guy and then the camera moves so we see his butt. Okay, imagine this is the camera, this here. The camera moves around him, so we're on his butt, and then the camera pushes into his butt. And then he decides to put his ass out and moon while the other guy, James, starts the bus and drives off. I'm like, okay, if this is the president, you don't think these secret agents would be shooting him, arresting him, stopping this bus, shoot out the tires? Even if it's the governor, even if it's the Pillsbury Doughboy, there'd be people completely decimating this bus. Like, you're stealing this bus, and you could be an assassin, and this mooning phase could be a distraction, a decoy, whatever the hell. Shoot him in his derriere ass. You know, I know that's the same thing twice. His pasty ass. Phew. How you like that, doughboy? So, the mooning, the president, or whoever the hell else, they don't get arrested? It just cuts, and all of a sudden they're back to the cabin. No consequences. They never mention it again. They never talk about it again. Never get brought up again. It's like a separate piece of the movie that has nothing to do before and nothing to do after it. It's like the movie was short and they just filmed this random scene and put it in there. Like, that scene could have been anywhere in the movie and it would not have mattered. It would make just as much little sense. So you have these snobby people, and that's the thing. You have all these snobs, but you got no Rodney Dangerfield, you got no Chevy Chase, you got no Bill Murray. So this is what it feels like to be in a room with a bunch of snobs, pontificating on bullshit. And this goes on for, like, it's not until like 45 minutes until Jack Warden comes in, who brings a little bit of fresh air to the proceedings. And Werner hires him because he wants to shake this place up. Maybe have it destroyed, whatever. And Jack Warden comes in. He wants to be the manager. We didn't. All the other snobs. We didn't hire you. What are your credentials? Oh, I manage worms, and this is how I get worms. And he answers the questions until ultimately he invites his biker buddies next door, and they're angry about it. And Jack Warden's like, "Well, I'm going to keep doing this anyway." So then it leads to, I think it's Werner doing a duel with Jack Warden. And then he shoots Jack Warden with the wax bullet. And Jack Warden, looks like he was spitting blood out. So I guess it definitely hurt him. And the next thing you know, he blows up a dam. So you show how pissed he is. I don't know what the hell Jack Warden expected, but this is the part where Richard Dysart falls in a pond. More cabins get blown up. And I'm like, this is escalating. Has it only been like one day and one night where the bikers were partying? That's what it seems like. It's only been like one day, one night. And all of a sudden, now all the cabins are getting blown up, and then this cabin gets blown up, and then probably one of the only kind of clever moments is the snobs do an ode to Iwo Jima, where they get in the flag and they put it up, and the camera is positioned like the Iwo Jima thing, where they're here and they're going back up like this to lift the flag up. One character, I don't remember who the hell it was, and I didn't care to look back. One guy gets tar and feathered. He's in pain. Which is weird, because the guy's screaming in pain, like bloody murder, like, oh, yeah, this ain't right. But the music playing is like a Regis Smokey and the Bandit ditty. And then Jack Warden, his buddy. Okay, what's going to happen with Jack Warden? Jack Warden and his buddies. What's going to happen? There's going to be this big battle between them and the snobs. Back and forth battle. Are they going to blow up something of Jack Warden's now, since he blew up all the cabins? No. I think Werner just goes in, hey, it's gone a bit too far. Here's your money. Oh, we got the money, let's go. And then they leave, and you never see them again. Now I thought, okay, they get the money, but it's not enough money. Well, if you got this money, how much more money can you give us? And then, okay, they don't be too greedy, so they're both at fault, and then this monster that Werner created, but didn't Jack Warden here in the first place to shake things up, now he's created this monster, now he's got to stop it in some way, shape, or form. By the way, isn't this supposed to be a comedy? And I don't know where the comedy bits are at. Ryan, feel free to explain which parts were funny. I'm not being I'm being sincere. What parts are funny in this movie? Because I didn't see them. But yeah, Jack Warden and his buddies get paid, they leave. And then the snobs, the reason they were here in the first place is to dig up this time capsule, which they do. And apparently their forefathers loved the orgies. I forget what term they used. Landslide? I forget what term they used. But it was orgies. They had sex a lot with each other. And they were like pictures. Or as much pictures as you had back in the day. So the crowd freaks out, and then they start having an orgy. Although you don't see a whole lot of the goods. So no, you don't see Anne Ramsey naked. I know, shucks. Oh, shucks. So, super spoilers. Werner and James. James is kind of more now with Werner's girlfriend. Werner's girlfriend and James are looking for Werner. They find him. So, like, let's do one more duel. They do it, but only this time, James has a real bullet in there. And Werner takes the hit. He dies. At that point, helicopters come by. People scatter. James and Werner's girlfriend look at Werner's dead body, dying body, and then the movie's over. So I guess Werner assisted suicide. I guess he could never be happy. So he felt this was his only way out, I guess. I'm sure that's supposed to be some big theme, development, character moment, message. I don't know what the hell it is, and I don't care. I did not like this film at all. In my opinion, this was a chore to sit through. This was a chore to watch. This was a chore to deal with. I don't even get what the poster means. I'm looking at the poster, WASP. WASP. Yeah, in Cincinnati. Often disparaging a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant as considered by minority groups to be a dominant type in American society that maintains an inflexibly clannish solidarity. That doesn't even come into play in the movie, the term WASP, which I'd never heard that term before. I've heard of WAP, or is it WOP? I'm not going to say the name. I'm not going to say the slang. Is it WOP or WAP? I don't even see. That's how little I know about that, because I don't even know how you spell it. I'm not going to say it, but WASP, never even heard of that. The Random House Dictionary of the English Language. And hell, I would say, like, Jack Warden and his buddy was more the douches, because they're the one blowing up cabins. Granted, it's to a point where they're like, we're going to go hunt Jack Warden and his buddies down. Then when they find out what their heritage is, they give up. But I'm like, yeah, you blow up our houses and shit, like, our cabins and shit, you'll be pissed. But yeah, I don't even know what the hell the poster even means with all that. From AFCO Embassy. I can see why this film is so little known. It deserves... And this got a Blu-ray. The fact this got a Blu-ray does kind of piss me off. I get it. It's based on who's willing to pay, who's willing to sell, give people... If someone has the money... If they have the film elements and they're willing to give it to a studio, to a company like Tino Lorber or Vinegar Syndrome or Arrow Video, okay, you give it to us and you have the film elements and it's a fair price, then sure, we will release it on Blu-ray. Why the hell... I can't help it. It's just one of those things where I see so many films that don't even have Stakeout with Richard Dreyfuss, Three Men and a Baby with Tom Selleck. Yes, films like Murder by Phone, Nightlife, aka Grave Misdemeanors with Scott Grimes, how Connoisseur 2 and 3, Watchers 1 with Corey Haim. There's so many films that don't even have a Blu-ray, but yet a film like The Sporting Club has a damn Blu-ray. With features. Interview with the director and interview with Nicholas Coster, the actor. It has a Blu-ray with features, this film. That's by Stinkface. Teach their own, man. Like, hey, Ryan, I'm sure you got that Blu-ray. If not, Tino Lorber has it. There you go. I'm sure he already knows that, but if he didn't, there you go. Hey, Tino Lorber has it. If you heard my review and it sounds interesting to you, you get it from Tino Lorber. There you go. But thank you again, Ryan. I appreciate your generosity. I still appreciate the request. I appreciate when people are kind enough to send requests. May not like the film, but I still appreciate the gesture. And it's another movie down on the watch list of, maybe eventually I'll watch every film ever made if I keep this up for a few more years. Wouldn't that be something? Who knows? Who knows? Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.